What's going on, Fighting World? This is D, and welcome back to the Standing 8 Count Fighting channel. Well, today is a big day. The IBF heavyweight clash between Anthony Joshua and Wladimir Klitschko. It's been a long way to fight. It should be a good fight anyway. Anthony Joshua, as we all know, young IBF champion. He won the title by beating Charles Martin in pretty easy fashion. As we also know, Charles Martin was never really a proven heavyweight. He won the title on what we most consider a fluke accident, and so he never defended it. And I believe he did travel to England to fight Joshua, where he was a considerable underdog, and it showed in that fight. He mounted no offense, and he was dropped a few times before the fight was ultimately stopped. So since Anthony Joshua won the title, he's had a few defenses. Of course, he's undefeated, and all of his wins have been by way of knockout. So he's, to this point, proven to be a pretty decent champion. It is true that his opposition has not been the best throughout his career. I guess the biggest fight he's had was against Dillian Whyte, a guy who beat him in the amateurs years ago. Another thing with Anthony Joshua is years ago he did in fact spar with Wladimir Klitschko. Again, I personally didn't hear about how the sparring sessions went, but again, that was years ago. So whatever Wladimir might have learned about Anthony Joshua, let's say in regards to deficiencies, it's safe to assume that Anthony Joshua has gotten a lot better since that time. And also, the same thing can be said with Anthony Joshua. So whatever he might have learned from Wladimir Klitschko during that time in sparring, it's at this point old news. We don't know what new tricks Vlad has up his sleeve because he is a veteran. When it comes to Vlad specifically, as we all know, he was a great champion. He reigned supreme in the heavyweight division for about 10 years, until he lost his titles to Tyson Fury, where he didn't look like the best version of himself. He looked slow. He couldn't implement any real good offense. I have to give Tyson Fury credit though, because he is, for his size, a pretty good boxer. He moves well, and he basically frustrated Wladimir Klitschko the entire fight, which ultimately led to his victory. Wladimir Klitschko, very powerful guy, strong left hand. He's well known for his jab and grab tactics. He's done it for most of his career in terms of the later years. He implements that tactic well against smaller fighters, where he'll throw a couple jabs, throw a couple left hooks, and then grab his opponent. In a lot of cases, he'll grab him and shove him to the floor. To me, it's, of course, if the ref doesn't stop it and they let him get away with it, why not do it? It works. It led him to victory countless amount of times. The problem I see here, just like in a Tyson Fury fight, is when he's matched up against someone his size or even bigger, the jab and grab tactics aren't as effective, because again, jabbing is one thing, but being able to grab and control a man your size or bigger, and especially in this case, younger, is going to prove to be difficult. Again, Tyson Fury, in his particular fight with Vlad, he moved well, so he never really gave Wladimir a chance to jab and grab. So he basically frustrated Wladimir en route to that decision. In this case, Anthony Joshua, he doesn't have the slowest feet in the world, nor does he have the fastest feet either. But I think he'll move well enough throughout the fight to where the jab and grab won't be effective. I believe there's going to be some feel-out rounds. I think the first 2 rounds will be a little bit of timidness between both fighters, because again, they're not going to know what to expect. But I believe by round 3, you'll see Anthony Joshua get a little bit looser, start to implement his game plan, and ultimately, I think he will win the fight. I'm predicting by 5th round TKO. I don't think he's going to cleanly knock Wladimir out. I think he may drop him either late in the 4th round, and possibly finish him off early in the 5th, or he'll drop him a few times in the 5th en route to a TKO stoppage by the ref. So at the end of the day, I feel Anthony Joshua will be victorious, which will be good because everyone's ultimately hoping that with a victory over Wladimir Klitschko, we'll see him fight any one of the other heavyweight champions, such as Deontay Wilder or Joseph Parker. I believe Joseph Parker and Deontay Wilder are in talks to potentially fight, hopefully by the end of the year, maybe sooner. And again, those are all young and up and coming heavyweights, and it'll be good to see them all match up against each other. Wladimir, of course, is well respected and has done a lot for the heavyweight division in boxing in general, but at this point, I believe he's about 40 or 41 years old. He's had a long run in boxing. It's time to have the younger crop of heavyweights come to the forefront and take boxing to another level. So I by no means think it's going to be an easy fight. I just feel that the way Joshua's progressing, his strength, his power, his youth, he will win this fight by 5th round TKO, and then hopefully, like I stated before, lead into bigger fights with the other heavyweight champions. And it'll be great to eventually have a unified heavyweight division and have one undisputed champion, because it's been a long time coming since we've had someone like that in the division or in boxing in general. So those are my thoughts on tonight's fight. Again, I'm picking Joshua by 5th round TKO. You guys let me know what you think. Please leave your comments below. Please like, subscribe, share. This is again the Standing 8 Count Boxing channel. My name is D, and enjoy fight night.